Hey folks, my name is Upasana and welcome back to the channel. You are on Talk of the Folks. So I have these 7 small steps which are definitely going to make your life easier and better. So without any further ado, let's get into it. So first thing first, what if I tell you that I get a number of compliments for the dresses I wear, whether I'm in college or anywhere else? So the first thing is that I do not go and pick a random dress. First, you have to, when you wake up in the morning, you are in a mood, and if you think that you cannot carry a specific color, then you should not go for it. And you should kind of self introspect and go with the gut instinct that, like, if you can wear red, or you can handle yellow, or you can handle blue. So if you are going to listen to your gut instinct for the specific day, definitely you are going to radiate more positive and vibrant energy. So and apart from that, watch is a must. And I don't know about like a lot of accessories, but watch is something which I usually carry, and I would say that you should carry it too. And I have kind of different watches for it, like you should have different watches for different days. And accessories, like whatever, like sometimes you can have too much accessories, like not too much, but I would say go for simple and sober accessories which have specific minute details but not like too loud. And apart from that, there are like small details. For example, I never get if I get a nail chipped, or like a nail paint chipped, I mean, so I just either put that off, or maybe I will wear another one. So I just don't let your nail paint chip. Like, it really does not go well with the entire dress you wear. So this is the first tip which I would say, that go for a dress and go for a attire which is like for the day. And also I go like with the weather. Like, if I think that weather is quite calm and comfortable, I go with the specific colors which I personally like in that kind of weather. So you can do that, and it's really helpful. I mean, let me know. Okay, try it and do let me know. So moving on to the second simple habit is that, what is your posture? Posture is very important, whether you are in a class, whether you're in a meeting, or you are at a party, or maybe you are just simply sitting at your home. Because I have like sometimes I have back issues, because I have like straight 3-hour classes, 3-hour classes, and then 1-hour break, and 3-hour classes. So because of that, I sometimes have like back issue. But then I realized that if I am going to do like simple yogas, it would really help me. And it's been like 2 weeks that I am doing that, and I think it has like helped me a lot with my posture. And I sometimes in fact, one of my roomies specifically said this to me, that why would you always sit in a specific position, like you are formally sitting somewhere? Because that is what I genuinely try to do. And I think people should follow like some certain kind of postures which they are comfortable in. And also they should the straight should be, I mean, the back should be straight. So if you're in a class, you should not like slouch or something. So it is really important, and it's a simple habit you can do. You just have to make yourself remind, like whenever you are sitting, like whenever you are like putting your shoulders down, and whenever your back isn't straight, this is you have to be the self reminder, and you have to tell yourself that sit straight. So this is what I always do, that I try to sit straight as much as I can, until unless I'm doing like work, but still I try to do that, and I try to maintain the right posture. Okay, so the third step, which is very important, and I think we usually don't realize its power, and because it is very important. I think it is the most important part, and we do not realize it because we live in the world which is very fast. So it is self-care, and it is very important. It has 2 steps. First, when it comes to the body, and all the girlies out there doing nails and their skincare and everything, and all the boys also, And the second, I would say the second part of it is that you need to understand that it is very important, apart from the bodily self-care, it is very important to meditate, to you should care for your mind also. You should know what kind of meditation is good for you, like guided meditation. For personally, for me, I listen to mantras, like every time, every day when I go to sleep, I listen to specific mantra which is which relaxes my body and my mind as well. So I try to lay down and relax my muscles and listen to all the mantras which are like my favorite. And I think those mantra have like some kind of power, immense power to heal the mind as well as the body. I think it helps me to repair both mind and body. So I would definitely suggest you to listen mantra. So, and if you are someone like me who's like who want quick results, it is very important. So go and take care of yourself, like after completing the video. Okay, so this fourth habit is something which I usually used to do a lot, but then now I am forced to do this because of my college hours. And this is that the usage of social media. I know you have heard it a lot, but trust me, it really works, and I know it works because it reduces the dopamine shots which the short the short content gives you. And I mean, it's kind of drug, and I think I have I have talked about it in one of my previous videos. So yes, social media, say no to social media, and I only upload videos. And I think this is like, I consider it as one of my work. So I just go and post out videos and whatever it is. And trust me, I think on Instagram, or whether it is any social media platform, people only post, or they show what they really want to show, rather than like it is something which is sometimes kind of fake, and sometimes which is unreal, or maybe sometimes it is only that part of their lives which they really want to show off or something like that. But I wouldn't use the word show off, but still, I hope you are understanding what I'm saying. And it really helps you to be more productive when you are not on social media, because you understand that what kind of you are able to understand your originality and your authenticity, I think. So yes, no to social media is our step. Okay, so the fifth simple habit which I am going to tell you is about understanding how you are going to regulate your emotions. And this is something very personal to me, because I usually don't do this, but recently I was projecting myself a lot, like I was getting angry on little things. And after a time, when I realized that because of some certain things which I have never seen in my life, which I have never felt in my life, and because of those particular things, I was acting in a weird way, I would say, because I have never been like that, and I was being that person. So then I realized that I should know what kind of things I am feeling, what kind of emotional experience journey, I would say, I'm going through. So then I started pointing down that this is what I'm feeling, and then I was trying to find the reason for those particular feelings and emotions. And when I did this, I was like, damn, I think I decoded that. So I was kind of very happy. So I think this is very important. And apart from this, there was I was having some conversation with someone, and he was like, I went to a therapist, and she told me that you should write it all down. And he was like, what a pen paper would do and everything. And I was like, dude, you are underestimating the power of pen and paper. So just just do not do that, because yeah, people are out there who are doing that, and they are not gaining anything but losing a lot of stuff. So if you are like you really want to know what kind of emotions you are going through, you should either journal it, or maybe write the pros and cons, or maybe you just write down in the simple major points or something like that. I mean, whatever is comfortable with you. But yeah, you should know that it is very important to you should know that how to regulate your emotions and understand your emotions. And if you are someone who's like me, like who always goes in denial first, then definitely this is something for you. This is something for you. Okay, so this is the 6th point, and this one is for all the college students and all the school students. And I think this is something which I recently realized, that I used to make notes from my book, and those notes are like, either they were so vertical or maybe horizontal, I would say, and vertical and horizontal, I would say. Like when I start reading a chapter, and then I used to like go for all the main points, and then the sub topics, and then the the sub topics, and that is how I used to do my notes. But then I was meanwhile trying a lot of different strategies. Like for example, I have done like Feynman technique, and I have done SQ3R technique and other techniques also. But then I realized that these style also follow this same pattern, and I think this is something which make your brain work in a certain direction. So this is what I realized, that you should know how to learn in 3D, I think 3D pattern, I would say. Because when you think, like for an example, if I would say a word apple, then you would describe the different kind of apple, the different places where it is, where it comes from, and the largest production country. And maybe you would say like there are different kind of apple, green, yellow, etc, etc. So this is what you think, like in different directions. Like you think 3D, you think horizontally, you think vertically, you think diagonally, you go up and down, like in all the axes XYZ. So this is what 3D learning is. So recently I realized that putting mind maps into my studies is very important. Otherwise I can, for example, if I am like I recently did this, I was reading Sigmund Freud, so I mentioned all the years, and I mentioned like when he met Adler or when he met Carl Jung. So I would know that when Sigmund Freud was at this particular place, these guys were at this particular place. Like when Jung was in Zurich, or when when Sigmund Freud was in Vienna or in London. So this is something which is very important. Making mind maps and learning 3D is important for all the students out there. So this is the last and the utmost important habit, which is just a simple word, but it takes a lot to understand and apply this. And it's discipline. It's simply discipline. So people many times ask me like, how are you so motivated and how are you so cheerful and etc, etc. But I think it's a wrong choice of word, because that is just discipline. Motivation is something which is which is temporary. Like personally for me, motivation is something which is temporary. It just gives you a hit or a push, and then you perform certain activity or you be productive for just a day or two, and then you realize that you lost your motivation. So for example, motivation is just it's just a pill which gives you, like, maybe it's just antibiotic which helps you fight like for a certain period of time. But when you are disciplined, you understand that with discipline come consistency. And like I already said, that is something which I appreciate the most. So where do I get this from? I get this from my parents. I think I have inherited this from my parents. And when I was a kid, I used to think like, why are my parents so disciplined? And I was like, what is the need? But then when I have when I am like 22, now I realize that being a disciplined person is very important in life. And one thing I would like to mention is that you should be responsible for your own actions. Because people sometimes for example, if something happened in my life, then I can have like a number of things to blame on. Like it happened because of someone else, it happened because of certain excuse, or maybe whatever it is. But then if you are ready to accept that it was your fault, because and trust me, people some people, like mostly my close friend, they kind of underline this thing that why are you being so hard on yourself. But then I, at that moment of time, I realized that I am not being hard on myself. It is just that I am being responsible for my own actions, and until and unless you will be, you will not take it internally and you will throw it out like externally, then you are going to suffer, and definitely you are not going to, you are not going to go to a certain level of responsibility. And if you are not going to reach a certain level of responsibility, then definitely you are not going to reach the destination you have decided for yourself. So yeah, so I am done with the 7 points, and I hope this helps you in one way or the another. And if you like really want to absorb these points, then take a piece of paper, write all these down, and stick it somewhere where you like, see things, like maybe study table or fridge or refrigerator or whatever it is. And I am soon going to upload a new video, and let me know if these small steps helped you, because I applied them and I got really amazing results. So just take care of yourself, and I am helping you, so I think I deserve, being subscribed. So do that right now, and see you in the next video. Bye bye, take care.